The Vikings are at the Seahawks. This line opened up Seahawks -8. It's down to 7. So who do you like here?
Yeah, so I know you have a big play on this one, but I don't know who it's on. I saw your teaser text on Facebook and didn't click the link, so I'm not cheating here. But I like the Seahawks in this one, I think. I think this is going to be a good offensive battle. I know the Seahawks just played a close game against the Dolphins. I imagine they'll be able to do a little bit better against the Vikings defense. The Vikings are coming off of their first win of the year over the Texans. It was a hard-fought game. I see this happening and the Seahawks just kind of throwing all over the Vikings defense. Chris Carson getting going a little bit. And then the Seahawks defense, we saw them step up and play better last week against the Dolphins. Their secondary forced an interception on Ryan Fitzpatrick, and they didn't get much pressure. They got one sack that was a half sack each for two guys I had never in my life heard of, which is, hard for that to happen with two players on one team, let alone to block his sack. So, but anyway, I like the Seahawks in this one. They're 4-0 against the spread too. And I don't want to fade a hot Russell Wilson at home when the line is dropping because people think that the Vikings are somehow back after beating a terrible Texans team that just fired their coach. So I'll be on Seattle here until they give me a reason not to be. Oh, and one more thing. Seattle's on bye after this game. So you best believe that in prime time, Pete Carroll's going to have his guys motivated and say, hey, if we win this, we're 4-0 or 5-0 going into the bye. Like, let's just get this done. So yeah, Seattle's the side here.
Yeah, I think betting good teams going into a bye is usually a good thing. It usually ends up covering. I like Seattle a lot. My line on this game is Seattle -11. So the fact that we're getting -7, so getting a 7 and a 10, they're both key numbers. So I definitely like Seattle. My unit count will depend on the injuries. Like the Seahawks have been missing Jamal Adams, Jordan Brooks, and Quentin Dunbar the past couple of games. So if they get some of those guys back, their pass defense will suddenly improve. Like a lot. And so that'll help against the Vikings, who suddenly have Justin Jefferson playing well, and they have Adam Thielen. If the Seahawks are down those guys, you could definitely see Kirk Cousins getting a backdoor cover probably. But if the Seahawks get even just Jamal Adams, like he makes such a big difference. But even if he's out, if they get Dunbar and Brooks back, it'll mean a lot against the Vikings. So yeah, I think the spread is too low. Russell Wilson's on fire right now. I think it's a big mistake to bet against him. The Sharps were against the Seahawks last week. They had the Dolphins. I was looking at that. I was like, why would you bet against Russell Wilson right now? He's playing on an MVP level. I think fading a quarterback playing on an MVP level is a huge error. And they're at home. It's a night game where Seattle usually plays well. And like you said, the bye coming up is big too. So yeah, I like Seattle provided they get some of those guys back.
Yeah, I think if they get those guys back, I'll definitely up my unit count. I originally just had one written down because I don't know. I looked at this line at first. I was like, I don't know about this one, but I'm probably like a 2 to 4 on this one, depending on what happens.
Yeah. Over under 1.5 picks for Kirk Cousins. If they get Adams and Dunbar back, I would go over. Otherwise under. So we'll see.
I'm going over no matter what. I'm just going to stick on that side. Maybe the Griffin brothers each get one.
Okay, that makes sense. You covered Kirk Cousins, so you would know better than I would. All right.